The one she can't name. The rain had been falling since noon, tapping the hospital windows like it was trying to get inside. Storms always came heavy over this part of Georgia, thick clouds, slow thunder, the kind that made people whisper in hallways. Rowdy sat in the darkest corner of the room, his red eyes glowing faintly under the flickering fluorescent light. He didn't make a sound. He didn't need to. The woman on the bed had lived a life most folks would call careful. She remembered everything: birthdays, anniversaries, the names of old classmates, the faces of men she'd dated in her 20s, even the ones she didn't like. She could tell you where they lived now, who they married, how many kids they had, what kind of work they did. She kept track of people the way some folks keep track of recipes. But there was one she couldn't place. One she couldn't name. One who lived in her mind like a shadow she couldn't turn toward. Rowdy had seen him. He'd been at the party that night, slipping between the trees outside, watching the laughter spill out of the windows. He saw her, cheeks flushed from wine, hair falling loose, smiling at jokes she didn't really hear. He saw the man, broad shoulders, blue eyes, hair black as Rowdy's own. A friend of a friend. A stranger with a smile that made her forget herself. Rowdy watched her follow him down the hallway, watched the door close, watched the lamp inside cast a soft glow across the floorboards. He didn't go in. He never interferes with human choices. He only witnesses them. She left at dawn, shoes in her hand, heart full of something she mistook for magic. Rowdy watched her walk barefoot across the dewy grass, watched her pause at her car door, watched her look back once, not at him, but at the house, at the night she thought she'd never think about again. Years passed. She lived quietly. Worked hard. Smiled often. But something inside her began to dim, slowly at first, then all at once. Rowdy was in the exam room the day the doctor told her. He sat in the corner, unseen, while the doctor's voice softened and the world around her went silent. She didn't cry right away. She just stared at the wall, trying to trace the memory she couldn't hold on to. She remembered every man she'd ever known. Except him. Except the one who mattered now more than any of the others. Rowdy watched her try to recall his face, the curve of his smile, the way he said his name, the way he touched her hair. She couldn't. It was like trying to remember a dream that slipped away before morning. Her friends visited at first. They brought flowers, cards, casseroles she couldn't eat. They said things like, "What a pity," and "What a loss," and "She was always so careful." But people fade when sickness lingers. Visits slow. Calls stop. Life moves on without waiting. Rowdy stayed. He sat in the corner every night, watching her cry herself to sleep, watching her whisper apologies to no one, watching her try to make peace with a memory she couldn't hold. The storm outside grew heavier as her breathing grew weaker. The nurses moved quietly, speaking in soft voices. They didn't see Rowdy. They never do. When the end finally came, she whispered something, a name, maybe. Her voice was barely a breath, but Rowdy heard it clearly. John. He stood slowly, stretching his legs, his red eyes dimming to a soft ember. He walked to the window and looked out at the rain, at the world that kept turning, at the night that swallowed her story whole. Rowdy doesn't take souls. He doesn't save them. He doesn't judge. He remembers. And that night, he carried her memory, the one she couldn't hold, into the dark.